Well, thank you for having me. My name's Lisa Peters. I'm from Access 7 TV's Talk of the Town, and I want to thank Greg, who is helping me film today. He's a director of photography at Access. We're both running Memorial Cup. Pat's in the final. I know. So Greg was texting me there last night. He was at the final filming, and he has to head to Shaunavon after this, as well as I have to head to Yorkton to host the film festival. So we're both running, but I'm super excited to be here. Today I get to do the Ripple Effect program and then the Shelter Box, which are both amazing programs. So thank you for doing what you do, and thanks for having me. So I will first give a little bit of a brief. I've got some introduction notes. Thanks for joining us. So Gord Lemaistre is the chair of Canadian Ripple Effect Committee since July 2009, and Deb is a member of the executive and a co-chair. The Ripple Effect program is their passion, and they are committed to providing educational opportunities to children living in challenging environments to reduce poverty and build peace in the world. They have been on the ground in Guatemala 11 times and have witnessed firsthand the changes that have taken place over the last 10 years. Today, they will share with us some of the changes that have taken place in the children who sit in those desks and the families who live in those communities where the school was built. So we'll get started. So just briefly, if you can give us a brief overview of Ripple Effect and what is the goal?
The goal of the Ripple Effect program is to do whatever it takes to keep kids in school and to get kids into school and to keep them in school. And the way we do this is to provide educational opportunities to those living in challenging environments. And some of the ways that this takes place is if we can provide good nutrition programs, we can supply computers to schools, we can provide a safe school, and also a clean and dry environment to study in.
So how many times have you been to Guatemala, and like when do you normally go, or what do you do on your trips, or have you taken people with you, and what do they see?
That's a lot. We started going to Guatemala in 2008. We've been 11 times. We'll go back in September this year. We always go in the fall, mainly because of the weather. It's the rainy season, which doesn't sound that great, but it rains in the evening and the schools are open in the morning, so we miss the rain when we're going to the schools. It works out fine for us. We've taken quite a few people with us. I can see some of them in this room sitting here, and we enjoy taking people. We always offer that to our Rotarians, and some of them have taken us up on that offer and come with us. So it's a lot of fun to have people along because we're very proud of our program, and we like to show everybody what we're doing, and the success of the program is because of the people in Guatemala. We have a great committee down there, and it's nice to introduce them to the Rotarians from our district.
So how are the projects chosen, and who do you partner with?
All the projects are chosen by the Rotary clubs in Guatemala. And once they identify a school, the next step is for them to go to the community. And they have a meeting with the community, and they explain the project, all the details, and they ask for help from that community. That is a very interesting time. They actually have a secretary who takes the minutes of those meetings. And at the end of the meeting, all the community who is there, they come forward and they use they have a thumbprint that they press on a piece of paper, and the secretary writes their names beside each thumbprint, and that acknowledges their acceptance of the project and their commitment to the project. And the interesting thing is they read it back to us as well, and they say, okay, now you need to show up with the money. Also, the Rotary clubs follow up with all those projects, and we have many partners in Guatemala. We get the municipality involved, we get the community government involved as well. So everybody's on board, everybody knows what they need to do to make this a successful project. So it's many, many partners that make it a success. And also it's a District 5550 program, so without your financial support and your moral support, this would not take place.
So what types, specifically types of projects, does the Ripple Effect program work on?
We build schools, build classrooms. We also build kitchens and washrooms and security walls, playgrounds. Besides that, we have a scholarship program for middle and high school students, and also a small scholarship program to train teachers in university.
You just mentioned a safety wall. Is it safe to travel to Guatemala?
We travel a lot with Rotarians, and we trust their judgment not to get us in harm's way. We also hire a professional driver and a van to drive us around when we're not with Rotarians, and they pretty well protect us. We've learned a few lessons along the way. We check ahead to make sure there's not a scheduled protest before we head out on the highway, and we never travel at night. We do all our traveling during the day, and we stay in a safer area of Guatemala City when we're in the city, and so far we haven't had any problems, so I guess it's safe. I don't know,
Yes.
probably as safe as North Winnipeg.
North Regina, we get it. So, in your opinion, what are some of the main strengths of the Ripple Effect program?
The main strengths of the Ripple Effect program are, it's a District 5550 program, so everybody who's in the audience tonight and members of your clubs, without your financial support and your moral support, we would not be here today. We also have a super Ripple Effect, Canadian Ripple Effect committee of about 9 members, and every one of them contribute to making this a successful project. And also, the Rotarians in Guatemala are just amazing. District 4250 manages more global grants than almost any district in the world. They're very proficient project managers. They have engineers and architects that help design our schools. So the schools are well built. The partnerships we've developed down there are amazing, and that is due because of the Rotarians we know down there. They can open doors for us. They get meetings with us with the Minister of Education every year. We've developed great partnerships with foundations down there from some of the richest families in Guatemala. The Pais family, who's one of the richest families, they have the Fonsepa Foundation, and they are very key in our computer program, who we partner with to put computers in schools. We also work with the Carlos F. Novella Foundation, and that foundation, they provide cement now to all the schools that we are building. So they are another one of the key families in Guatemala. So it's sort of step by step as these things happen.
Yeah, I think the strength is in the partnerships and the support we receive from Rotarians.
So over the past 10 years, what kind of changes have you seen in the communities that you're doing this work in?
One thing we're seeing, that there is more children going to school than there was 10 years ago. There's more children that are graduating to the next grade, and there's more children graduating from grade 6. The other major change, when we went there, there was basically the children started school in grade 1 when they were 7 years old. Now kids are starting school when they're 4 and 5 years old. This is making a huge impact.
Yeah, I think when we first went there, we could not get our head around the fact that children were quitting school when they were 7 and 8 years old. You just would never hear of that in Canada. And there it was, they didn't want to go to school anymore. They didn't like school, so they quit in grade 1 and grade 2. And we found that part of that was that by the time you're 7 years old and you're put into a school, it's too late. The structure, they're not used to the structure of school and sitting in a classroom. Putting them into school, into kindergarten or pre-kindergarten, the children are a lot more successful when they hit grade 1 and grade 2. They're more comfortable in school, and so they stay in school longer.
That's really great. Can you tell us a little bit about the scholarship program?
The scholarship program is a program that started back in 2006, run by the Rotary Club of Vista Hermosa, and we have awarded over 550 scholarships to deserving students. These students would not be able to go beyond grade 6 without these scholarships. The scholarship is based on need, and also the good students are selected as well. And in order to become part of the scholarship program, the parents have to sign a form saying they will not pull their kids out of school to work, because that is the most limiting factor, is they need these children to work, but they will stay in school. The results have been amazing. Now, as part of the program, they go to Intercap, which is a sort of a business school for 100 hours of instruction, and a lot of them are now graduating and are able to get jobs in accounting and being clerks, and most of them are about 40% of them are getting jobs right away out of high school. So and they're improving their communities.
Do you ever think there'll be a time when Guatemala doesn't need your help?
Not in our lifetime, no. There's so much need there, it's incredible. We're making a difference, but with the number of schools and the number of children, Gord knows all the statistics, I'm not a number person, but no, we'll never run out of work in Guatemala.
So any quick lessons learned while traveling to Guatemala?
Just the safety aspect is one. Now, traveling to Guatemala for us, our friends are there. We love to go back because of our friends. It's hard to think of a time when we won't be going and visiting them. As far as lessons go.
Well, the other thing, I guess, the big motivator there is the children. Like each time we go back and see the children, we go into the communities, it's just incredible, because your first visit, everybody's really wary of you. After you've been back there 3 or 4 times, they just come up and give you a great big hug, and it's just amazing.
They give the best hugs.
Yeah.
So what do you think your vision is for the Ripple Effect program over the next 5 years?
What we're focusing on now, and the Guatemalans tell us, that infrastructure is still very, very key in Guatemala, and it's one of the things we're able to do. And now with the Rotary Foundation offering global grants in simple schools, and also global grants for WASH in schools, there's some great opportunities here to leverage our money, basically 2.5 to 1 if you're able to get a global grant. We're currently working on a few with a number of clubs in the district right now. Another great opportunity we have is with the Government of Canada funding. There's $1.2 million available per year, and this money cannot be used for infrastructure, but it can be used for computers. And we have a large global grant program in process right now, and we can leverage the money about 5 to 1 with Government of Canada funding, and they will fund computers. So we're really looking forward to getting that off the ground. The other thing we're looking at is trying to improve the quality of the teachers and get teacher training in our Ripple Effect schools.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
Now, is there anyone here you would like to thank? There's probably many members of District 5550.
Yes, we've been very privileged and honored to be able to lead this program, but without the help of our Canadian Ripple Effect Committee, who we'd like to acknowledge. If you would please stand, we'd like to acknowledge you as a key component of making our program a success. And okay, thank you. Thank you. And we'd like to also thank all the Rotary clubs in District 5550 and all their members who have supported our projects and supported our scholarship program. Without your help, none of this could take place.
All right. Well, I want to thank Gord and Deb Lemaistre for everything you do, for the difference you make in those communities, and keep doing it, because they will always need you. I want to thank Gord and Deb. Thank you.